I'll be talking you through this clash between Snakebite and the Bully Boy. Peter Wright, 6 titles to his name this year already. Looking to make it 7. Michael Smith in search of his first title in around 18 months. But he came ever so close to claiming another PDC title right here in Wigan at the start of the year in the 3rd UK Open qualifier. Made it to the final, took on this man Peter Wright, missed darts for the title and was beaten 6-5.
96.
Michael Smith out for revenge today against Peter Snakebite Wright and potentially to set up a meeting in the final with his mentor, if you like, Gary Anderson.
$134. $99.
Both of these guys have won 5 games to get to this stage of the tournament. Michael Smith started with a 6-4 win over Jim Walker, then Richard North by the same scoreline. Saw off Josh Payne 6-2. That was on this streaming board. You might have seen that earlier on. Comprehensive victory for Michael Smith, his first win over Josh Payne for 3 years.
60.
Then he took out Justin Pipe 6-1 and had a battle past Ian White in the quarterfinals, won it in a deciding leg.
100.
Ton for Smith gets him down to a finish and a chance to break the right throw in the opening leg. Peter Wright started with a brace of 6-2 wins against Mike De Decker and Jeffrey de Graaf. Then it was a 6-3 win to win his board against Wayne Jones. 6-4 against Jermaine Wattermina, and then a deciding leg victory over Ryan Searle as Smith doesn't get the treble he was after.
97.
But he does leave himself double 8. Peter Wright, 127. Treble 20 is first dart, and it's there. Now looking at the 17s. Bullseye he wants. Oof, you don't get much closer without hitting it. All around the board for Michael Smith, but double 2 works for him, and Michael Smith does break the world number 3's throw in the opening leg of the match. He has beaten Peter Wright 4 times in his professional career, including their most recent meeting back in February. That came after that final that they contested at the UK Open qualifiers. Beat him in a deciding leg there. Also beat him on TV at the Grand Slam in the group stages. That was back in 2014.
57.
But Peter Wright has 10 victories in his career over Michael Smith. He has had much the better of their previous meetings, including a couple of semi-finals and, of course, that final. Wigan has been Peter Wright's town this year, really. He's won 6 titles. 3 of them came in Wigan in the UK Open qualifiers.
96.
By the end of today, we'll have had 8 tournaments in Wigan. Peter Wright could have won half of them. Absolutely no question that Peter Wright is one of the 4 men in darts right now, sitting pretty in the Premier League.
90.
Just behind Michael van Gerwen at the top of the table. But it's been a bit sluggish from the UK Open champion in the opening stages of this one. You can see just looking a bit flat. Nothing flat about this from Michael Smith. Tops 118 checkout, doubles his lead. Michael Smith going about his business.
$140.
Both these guys went out early yesterday. They won their opening games, beaten in the second round.
139.
Dimitri Vandenberg did for Michael Smith. Paul Rowley overcame Peter Wright. A rare disappointment for Peter Snakebite Wright.
140.
And very good at going deep into tournaments. In fact, second round exit yesterday. It was a first round exit in
120.
one of the Barnsley events. A couple more second round exits in Barnsley, but everything else he's making at least the last 16, often the quarterfinals or indeed going on to win it.
140.
As we've seen him do 6 times this year. This is better from Peter Wright on a potential 11 darter. Just to hold his throw and get a first leg on the board.
41.
Michael Smith going for the bullseye there to try and get down to a finish, but unable to do so. Well, that's okay for Peter Wright. Oh, that isn't.
41.
Has he thrown that without looking? Well, I never. Curious scenes
97.
here in Wigan. He did hit the single 19 to leave tops. It looked as if he threw it and looked away. Fully focused on this double 10 though, I can assure you.
30.
But perhaps not focused enough, because Peter Wright has made a horrible mess of this leg at the back end, and Michael Smith, well,
56.
he went double-double, couldn't find the double 18 to give him a dart at tops, and Peter Wright, bit of a let-off. See Michael Smith absolutely furious with himself.
Game
Peter
trouble.
Wright does get the leg of the board, shakes his head.
$96.
Did really hurt losing that final to Peter Wright. Michael Smith earlier on this year, missing darts for the title.
85.
He's a guy who beats himself up when he's not playing as he sees to his capabilities.
140.
But this return to form this year for Michael Smith, making that final, made a number of
125.
quarterfinals. There was a semi-final, the UK Open qualifiers as well.
99.
Perhaps not thinking straight there, Michael Smith, though. He's left 166, a bogey number, and a ton 40 for Peter Wright will get him to a finish. Needs to find another treble,
100.
and doesn't do so. So Michael Smith, no real damage done by not getting his maths quite correct.
98.
Another grimace from Smith, not quite hitting the target he was going for.
97.
Lovely dart, double 10, double 5 now.
58.
2 darts missed for a 3-1 lead for Michael Smith. And Peter Wright, these sorts of checkouts, he's made a habit of taking them out. Under pressure at crucial times, may only get 1 dart at a double. Well, in actual fact, he gets 2. And he needed them both. It is 2 apiece. Lost the first 2 legs, but Peter Wright battling back into this one. Could have been 3-1 down. But we have a level game, and Wright throwing first.
45. $100.
That's the first 180
180.
of this contest. It comes from Peter Wright. Surprised that we've had to wait 4.5 legs to see one.
93.
More of a surprise if we don't see more. Might see one right now.
180.
In fact, you will. Back-to-back 180s for Peter Wright. Leaves him 96.
58.
Took out the 94. Now he's got the 96, but not under a huge amount of pressure. Lovely stuff. Double 8.
88.
Just missing inside, but Wright will return to go into the lead for the first time and make it 3 legs on the spin.
90.
Double 4 he wants. little bit awkward.
Game shot.
Not awkward enough. Double two is there. It is 3 legs on the spin. The world number 3 into his stride now. Michael Smith hit back.
91.
Gary Anderson and Peter Wright contested a final in the second Players' Championship event of this year. Anderson was unreal
180.
in that match. Won it 6-1. Peter Wright
140.
has fired in 3 180s in the last leg and a half. And has his eyes firmly on the prize of yet another appearance in a final this year. That is
180.
back-to-back 180s for Peter Wright. He did it in the last leg, but he's done it to kick this leg off.
108.
A 180 from Smith gets him down to 90, but Peter Wright to produce perfection. Michael Van Gerwen hit a 9-darter in the final yesterday. Peter Wright could be about to produce one in the semis here today, because double 12 for the perfect leg. And it is there! Peter Wright nails 141, the perfect 9-dart leg. He's not hit many in his career, just the one in fact, but that doubles his tally. Perfection from Wright, a 4th straight leg. And he edges closer to the final of Players' Championship 10.
100.
Our second perfect leg this weekend on the streaming boards. Michael Van Gerwen, the world number 1, produced one yesterday. The world number 3 produces one today. And the world number 2 awaits in the final. Because Gary
140.
Anderson has overcome Steve West, I'm hearing.
94.
And it makes for a very spicy finale indeed. Because if Peter Wright does go on and convert this 4-2 lead into a victory, we get another
140.
Wright-Anderson clash. And certainly it seems to bring the best out of Gary Anderson. And Peter Wright's just produced a perfect leg.
140.
Do not write off Michael Smith, though. Phenomenally talented young man, and he will be itching to have a go at his mentor, Gary Anderson, in the final. Peter Wright, bullseye once. Not to be.
80. Yeah, 80.
This might have to go for Michael Smith, though. And it could go. And it is. Oh, it's not.
120.
Misses outside on the double 12. And Peter Wright for a 5-2 lead to go 1 leg away from a place in the final. It is there. Peter Wright with a 14-darter. 1 leg away from another meeting with Gary Anderson. A mouth-watering clash here in Wigan.
96.
Snakebite was 2-0 down here, but a salvo
100.
of big scores. Back-to-back 180s in the 5th leg. A perfect leg. The 9-darter in the 6th leg.
80.
He has bullied the bully boy. And he continues to pound that treble bed.
131.
It does not look like there will be revenge for Michael Smith for that defeat to Wright in the final here in Wigan. That's a fantastic visit from him, though. The 171. Even a ton is good enough for Wright to get to a finish, and he should get that.
140.
He does even better than that. 130 points stand between Peter Wright and a showdown with Gary Anderson. Michael Smith is not going to take out the 154.
83.
Peter Wright took out the 141 for the perfect leg earlier. Can he finish with 130 checkout and give us a final between the world number 2 and the world number 3? Treble 20 for Bull. Not to be.
65.
Halves his score. Michael Smith. 1 dart. to stay alive, and he pulls it low. And that means that Peter Wright gets match darts. From 2-0 down, the world number 3 has turned it on and battered past Michael Smith. Well, he's hit the 14. 51 points remain. Double 16 for the match.
33.
One dart missed by Peter Snakebite Wright. Michael Smith to stay alive. And it is there. 5-3. That's one of the 4 legs that Michael Smith needed. He has at least stopped the rot. But he has to find 2 breaks of throw. He managed to break Wright in the very first leg of this game.
$100.
But Peter Wright has been a different player since leg 3.
$100. $95.
For a 5th maximum of this match, Peter Wright has to settle for the ton 40. It leaves 1-2-1. That is the shot that he took out to win his most recent title, the German Darts Open in Saarbrücken. Took it out in a deciding leg against Benito van der Pas. Can he produce it again here? Treble 20. Not to be. Went a different route from how he did against Benito. Took it out on the bullseye in that instance, but he leaves double 8 for a 6-3 victory for his 11th win over Michael Smith in 15 meetings. And to set up a final with his former World Cup of Darts partner Gary Anderson.
No score.
More match darts missed. And for one of the breaks of throw that Michael Smith needs.
49.
Again, the bully boy pulls it low. And Peter Wright, he's missed 4 match darts already. Surely that won't become 7 here.
Game shot.
It does not. We have our finalists here in Wigan today. The world number 3, Peter Wright, takes on the world number 2, Gary Anderson. It is a mouth-watering climax to Players' Championship 10, and Peter Wright goes into it having produced a perfect leg. What a final we have in store.